Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante live stream. We are streaming live on YouTube, which has completely demonetized us. And about now, it sounds like I've heard about maybe upwards of 7 channels have been demonetized today. We're going to get into that. We're going to bring Chris Smalls on the show in a second. Let's get my Superman curl all ready to go. But we are... For those of you who don't know, as of Monday night, YouTube has completely demonetized this channel, meaning we can't have any ads and we can't do any super chats during the live stream. So we're also simulcasting on Rockfin. So if you go to rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, you can do what they have on Rockfin. It's called a tip. And when we're done talking to Chris, I will answer those questions. And it's a great way to support the show since basically YouTube has taken away 50 to 60% of my total income by knocking this down. And I can't do anything until March 3rd. I'm having a conversation with my lawyers later today to see what's up. But yeah, Convo Couch got hit. A bunch of shows all just got knocked out. So on the one hand, it's mind-boggling, but on the other hand, I'm not surprised. So hit the like button and share this out on your social media. And then really go over to Rockfin. It's free to sign up. All my videos that are for free on YouTube are also on Rockfin. And they're ad free over there. And then if you want to do the premium tier on Rockfin, it's $10 a month and you get access to everybody's free, premium content on the whole platform of Rockfin. So that's Jimmy Dore, Lee Camp, Status Coup, Convo Couch, myself, Kim Iverson, Whitney Webb, Richard Medhurst. You get everybody. David Guevara, boom, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for the tip on Rockfin. I really appreciate it. Hello, Rockfin. Go fuck yourself, YouTube. Yeah, it seems to be a common theme. But it's why I wanted to have... Well, first I wanted to have Chris Smalls on the show to talk about. We're going to talk about his battle with Amazon, another big corporation, but also get his thoughts on what has literally been this slaughterhouse week. I just had a lengthy conversation with Kim Iverson earlier today. She's going to push it out to her audience. They haven't gotten her yet, but she's obviously somebody that's been, she's seen her subscriber count go down and all that crap that we're all dealing with. So it is the era of the big oligarch, kleptocracy. And so we got to fight him at every turn. So let's bring him onto the show. Chris, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Outstanding. I'm good. Hello, everybody. Welcome to the Political Vigilante. It's my honor to have on the show first-time guests. We were on a couple of live, and maybe the People's Party, I think we were on that together, and Enelise. So I've been watching your work for a while. Mr. Chris Smalls. Chris, first of all, thanks for taking the time to come on the show today. And, it makes sense to have you on the show today because what YouTube is doing to me and other channels is a version of basically what you've been fighting Amazon. I mean, you had the audacity to want you and your employees to get paid decent wages and not die stuffing boxes in a pandemic. And so they've come after you. So I just want to make sure the sound, everything is good. Okay. You can all hear me. Kate, make sure let me know if there's any issues. Okay. It sounds like maybe it's just one person. If only one person in the chat can't hear me, that's on your end. If everybody can't hear me, then it's on my end.
They can hear me. Is it me they can't hear?
Yeah, I can hear you. Can everybody hear Chris and myself? Let me know if you can hear both of us because I can hear Chris fine. Sounds great. Everybody's saying ground. I hear you. I hear. Okay, so it's just one person. All right, great. Okay, so get back to the question. Hello, everybody. My name is Graham Elwood. You are watching the Political Vigilante. I'm here with former Amazon employee, I guess, and now labor activist, Chris Smalls. So, Chris, as you've been hearing about what is happening to this channel and other ones this week. I mean, a bunch just got knocked out today. I got knocked out Monday night. You've had, Jordan Sheridan on Status Quo has had his live stream pulled. You've had this happen to other channels. I think Jason Burmas. So as you're seeing these big mega corporations like Google that owns YouTube, take out our ability to earn money to try to shut us up. First of all, give everybody just a quick backdrop. Most people know who you are, but for those who don't, tell them how you became an activist and fighting Amazon. I mean, almost a year ago now when the shutdown first happened last March, and kind of tell us where it's at now, where the battle's at now.
Absolutely. Yeah. I'll take you back to the beginning real quick. Last year, 10 months ago, around this time, actually, February, late February, early March is when I started seeing cases in my building. I seen workers at my facility in JFK, Staten Island, start catching flu-like symptoms from what I've seen: dizziness, fatigue, sluggish. A lot of them couldn't finish their 10-hour shift. And I knew we had some management that was over in Seattle at the time, which was dealing with the virus. They came back. Some of them were sick as well. And it was a domino effect. We were unprotected. We had no facial masks. We had no cleaning supplies, no policies, no safety enforcement. It was just business as usual. And we're talking about a facility that has 5,000 employees from all 5 boroughs in New York and New Jersey as well. And this virus that nobody has any information about. So I was watching that, and I tried to take proper channels at first, going to the local HR, raising my concerns, no response, no real answers. Just was stay home with no pay.
Let me interject real quick. So just again, to give the audience some context. And so this is an Amazon fulfillment center that basically served the whole New York area.
Yeah, definitely. Definitely. JFK is one of the largest facilities in the whole, in the entire Amazon network. Is one of them. And definitely the greater area of New York is this building, JFK Staten Island, for sure. And that's exactly what I was afraid of. New York was becoming the epicenter. At the time, it wasn't. When I started speaking of, it wasn't the epicenter at the time. But I kind of seen where it's going to, how it can become that very easily if you have an essential business, which we can argue about what's essential or not. But if you have a business that has this many employees in close range with no social distancing and not the proper PPE, it was only a matter of time. So that's what I wanted to do, was speak up on prevention, be proactive instead of retroactive. But unfortunately, the company ignored that. I tried to take a further action, sending out emails to the Governor Cuomo, to the CDC Department of New York. I did all these things, the media, trying to get some concerns, attention towards the company, but nothing happened at that time. So on March 24th, I returned back to work. My colleague, who I work hand in hand with, she was sick. Didn't know her results at the time, but she went and got tested, which if you lived in New York at that time, you wasn't getting the test administered unless you were showing severe symptoms. So the fact that she even got the test, I was alarmed by that. And I'm like, wow, you should wait until you get your results back. But that's not what the policy of Amazon allows. It allows you to come to work sick as a dog until you show proper paperwork. So good luck getting that back then. So being a friend and a colleague, she listened. She went home. 2 hours that same day, that's when we had a management meeting. And in that meeting, they told me as a supervisor not to tell any of my employees in my department that there was a positive case that happened 2 weeks prior. So I was already took my stance. That was the last time for me working for Amazon. I told them, are we closing the building down? They looked at me and said, no, we don't want to cause a panic. Business as usual, and don't tell anybody. So I couldn't stand with that. So I told my boss the next day that I won't be returning back to work as a supervisor. Instead, I sat in the cafeteria for 10 hours a day, organizing workers, going into the general manager's office every morning, until the last day when the last day of the week, when they decided to quarantine just me and nobody else. None of the colleagues that were with me organizing, not even the person that I ride to work with every single day, just me. And then once again, this is a building of 5,000 people. So we know, and I know that was to silence me, to stop me from doing what I was doing, raising concerns. And I decided to break that quarantine to hold that protest 2 days later on March 30th outside of the facility. 2 hours after that protest, I was fired. A week later, Jeff Bezos himself, with his top general counsel, David Sapolsky, decided to have a smear campaign calling me not smart or articulate and make me the face of the whole unionizing efforts against Amazon, instead of answering questions or about the health and safety concerns of the Amazon employees. So that's what we're dealing with. 10 months later, here we are now.
It's so maddening to hear your story, because it's like they could have done something. You did everything the right way. New York became the epicenter.
Yep.
And rather than go, oh, you know what, let's shut this down. Like it's so, this is the thing I can't stand about these billionaires. Rather than go, oh, my bad, let's do the right thing. Nope, lawyers, fire you, smear campaign. Like that's their only reaction to anything, dude. Like if you're just like, hey man, your shoelaces are untied. Nope, lawyer, smear campaign. Like they can't handle anything. They just, it's maddening. And you were trying to just save lives and prevent the spread, which is, you were doing what the government was eventually telling everybody to do.
Pretty much, and it's funny because I know what I said back then was, if somebody, God forbid, somebody dies, the blood is going to be on your hands, and people have died in that facility of COVID-19. So, this was life or death, and it still is, and they don't realize that, and they don't want to be held accountable, but they absolutely should be held accountable for that.
Oh yeah, I mean, this is where it's like there needs to be, I mean, they need to be behind bars, quite honestly. Short of that, there needs to be at least some type of civil suit from the families, of people who've people died, like just to keep. This is the horror show of capitalism. Like keep working even when there's a pandemic, and so this makes me so mad. But like, so because one of the things you expressed on one of the other shows you and I were on together was some of the personal attacks. You said you've been followed. You've said like, what are the other stuff that they've, and first let me back up. So you were a supervisor. So how long had you worked there? And like, how long did it take you to kind of work your way up as a supervisor?
I started in 2015 and I got promoted in less than a year. And I did that because I worked my ass off pretty much for 7 months straight. And I was lucky to have, at that time, I had a general manager who, sorry about that, had a general manager who actually took care of his workers. He promoted a large portion of Black and brown employees because he was Black himself. And I think for one reason, and I think he wanted to do what was fair. And I liked the fact that he was a good manager, a general manager at the time. So I was lucky. After that, he got moved to another building and things went downhill from there. But once again, I still stayed with the company. I was real pro Amazon, not going to lie. I mean, as far as an employee, I was dedicated. I worked hard. I did my job correctly, the best of my ability. And, I opened up 3 buildings for them, one in New Jersey, one in Connecticut. And last one was in New York. I've been there ever since the day one. So they didn't realize how much experience I really did have.
Yeah. And of course, then it's always makes these smear campaigns so ridiculous. So like, if you were such a horrible employee, why'd you get promoted in less than a year? Why did they have you open buildings if you're this inept guy that doesn't know what he's talking about? Like, why would they put you in charge of those things? So right. Yeah. So if you're that inept and they put you in charge, then how inept are they? So they've painted themselves into a corner. So either they're idiots or you were good at your job.
Right. One or the other. One or the other.
But all right. So that's good that we have that context. So now again, walk us through some of the smear tactics.
Yeah.
That they and the amount of money and resources and time they spent to go after you rather than just take care of their employees that are generating revenue for them.
Yeah, well, they spent $4 billion. That's what they claim to have spent on after they fired me, by the way, to protect their workers. They spent $4 billion. I take the credit for that because I was a sacrificial lamb. I don't know how long workers don't know how long they would have went without those protections had I not did what I did. So they claim to have put in 150 processes. Still trying to figure out what those are because they seem to not be working. And we've seen the articles about the Pinkertons, the surveillance, the CIA intelligence that they have. This guy, the new CEO now, Andy Jassy, who's like pro police union and pro surveillance, CIA intelligence. They're doing union busting tactics still with the vote in Alabama. They don't they have endless resources and they don't care. They'll do whatever it is necessary to make sure their machine is running, even if that means exploiting an entire class of working class people. So I kind of, ironically, they prepared me for this. For the 4.5 years I was there, I was a leader. And the principles that I was taught there, I applied to the activism work that I'm into now. So, it's kind of funny to me in a sense, that I would be any of these things when I know what I was capable of there and I know what I'm capable of now.
Well, I mean, it's fantastic and, good for you for, being the sacrificial lamb to actually help, if they have implemented these 150 processes and $4 billion, at least hopefully now that's, you've helped save lives more than likely. So where is it at today? And first of all, are you working?
No, this is my new line of work. I'm still unemployed and no health insurance, for the last 10 months. So, my organization and traveling, protesting, uplifting other workers' voices and stories, that's my new line of work, Well,
right on. So what is that organization and what have you been accomplishing and how can people get involved?
Absolutely. The Congress of Essential Workers, TCOEW. You'll find us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, TCOEW, at TCOEW, TCOEW.org. And, some of the things we've been doing, we've been one of the biggest stories of 2020. We definitely traveled the country to all of Jeff Bezos' mansions, the ones we can find. We started off in New York City at his $80 million mansion. We traveled out to, we went down to Washington, D.C., to his $28 million mansion. That's probably going to be worth more after he renovate the museum that he bought. That's his house. The $165 million mansion in Beverly Hills. And we was also out there in Seattle at his Medina mansion, which is one of his first ones, and at the Amazon headquarters. So we definitely had a long journey, a long tour, but it's not over. We know that the fight is still continuing. And what we're about is trying to build worker solidarity, workers' power. So if Congress does deem us, essential workers, we'll have the power to say no. We're not going to work until we have these demands met, which is a decent living wage, $30 an hour minimum wage, PPE provided by the company at all times. Definitely a 1% tax on the billionaires, starting with Jeff Bezos, and medical leave and hazard pay, the things they took away from us back in June. They need those back. They still need them till this day.
They took away the hazard pay in June?
They took away the hazard pay in June. I don't know why, but they claimed that the pandemic was trending downwards, I believe. At the end of the first wave, they say the first wave, which I'm like, what did we ever get out of that? They took that away and they started handing out these bonuses, which they tax pretty much more than half of these bonuses. And, Jeff Bezos don't pay taxes, but the workers are paying for them. So that's what they've been doing. They took away the hazard pay, started handing out, a bonus for the holiday season. Then I believe they gave them another bonus just because they're working in the pandemic. but that's not enough. These bonuses are taxed, and they're literally a couple $100, and then that's it. It's a one-time deal. Meanwhile, the pandemic is still here, and workers are still getting sick daily, and workers are dying. There's a story that I'm pushing out there now, and I believe you may have seen it on Jordan from Status Coup. Pushan Brown, who passed away. She was a COVID tester at Amazon for 4 months straight. Suddenly died in her sleep. 38 years old Black woman, left behind her 12-year-old daughter Gabriella. And had I not gotten in contact with her, this family would have had no help. They had $700 when I found her, and now, thanks to the efforts that we put out there, she has about $35,000. Amazon refused to help her out with the funeral arrangements. They didn't send her no condolences. They actually called and asked her family, when is she coming back to work, not knowing that she's deceased. And then they're lying to the media saying that, they don't allow workers to test each other, when this woman was actually doing that. Her sister worked there and seen her and had physical evidence. So it's just ridiculous. This is extreme measures that this company was willing to go to protect their public opinion. And it's up to us workers and activists and organizers to push this out there, and especially independent media.
So then is there a way for, can people donate to the Congress of Essential Workers? Or is there a way that you're getting donations to keep the lights on while you do this activism?
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So my GoFundMe's up there. You can find the link on my Instagram, chris.smalls_. I did post it up there today. I use that link, my GoFundMe, whenever we're planning on doing demonstrations. Donate to it to help support us, and also donate to Christina Brown's family. If you see the GoFundMe page on my Twitter handle, shut_down Amazon. Those two GoFundMes are very important at these times.
Okay. And so as you said, those two GoFundMes for yourself and for that woman, the Amazon worker that died giving COVID tests, those are at your Twitter handle right now?
Yes, they are there. They're up there.
Okay.
I put it up there. I believe I just put it up there yesterday.
Okay.
And
well, I'll make sure. Okay. Yeah, we're going to put this in the chat right now that Kate just put up. And so there's so everybody see that in the chat. There's his Twitter, which is at @shut_down Amazon. Check that out. And then you can see the Twitter handle for the Congress of Essential Workers. So, and the Congress of Essential Workers, it's not just Amazon employees, it's anybody can join it who's an essential worker.
Absolutely. Anybody, we work with anybody, doesn't matter if you're an Amazon employee or not. We're out here to fight for the whole entire working class, and that we want a party that represents the working class. So we're inviting everybody that's an essential worker, which is all of us, because at the end of the day, our health is essential. That includes everybody. We don't discriminate, and we definitely need the collective power when we're going up against Amazon. And right now, seems to be that we're sort of taking these small victories.
What little small victories have you guys gotten recently?
Oh, the resignation of Jeff Bezos. That was the biggest one yesterday. This guy decided to take the back seat, but it doesn't change anything. I'll take some words from Joe Biden. It doesn't change anything fundamentally, and it's systemically in the company, it's not going to change anything. But I'll take that as a victory, because I feel like he's doing that as from a legal aspect, because of the things and lawsuits that are pending, including mine, which is a civil case. Possibility that he will be brought, to be in deposition. So I know, if I can say morally, I have something to do with that. I don't know how everybody else feels, but I feel that had I not existed, or had I not done what I've done, I don't think Jeff Bezos would have resigned this year.
Well, dude, I think it's awesome. I give you full credit. You're out there fighting the good fight. And this is what it's going to take. It's going to take people unifying across labor. Really, if you're watching, what's happening in the country, and it's like, we are in class warfare without a doubt. It's brutal, man. And we got to unify on that level. I'm not discounting any of the awful racism that is in this country and has been in this country for decades and centuries. But if people could wake up to the fact that this is really, you know, like I always say, like an immigrant didn't steal your job, a billionaire did. You know, I mean, it's really look what these billionaires are doing. Look what they're doing. I mean, I don't know how these people look themselves in the mirror. I'd be like,
they don't.
They don't.
When they look at themselves, they just see, you know, money. That's it.
I know. I don't know how you could run a company and be like, I don't care about these employees if they get sick in a pandemic. I just don't know. I just don't know how you could do that. But yeah, they don't care. They don't care. You can't shame them. You can't say, oh, that's not right or that's not ethical. They don't care. They only care about money. So we have to collectively get together. I mean, when you look at what Wall Street Bets did with GameStop, I mean, that was some of the most subversive activism I've ever seen, man. And they, you know, these hedge funds lost billions of dollars. And of course, they get everything shut down. But man, that's what it's going to take. It's going to take organizations like what you're doing, the Congress of Essential Workers. It's going to take really innovative ideas because they know how to stop. They know how to stop us at you know, wherever they, in a lot of the traditional ways. But we have to prove to them that there's more of us than there are them. And we got to show them our numbers. And that's the only thing that they're going to wake up to is if we start hurting their pocketbooks. So yeah, I encourage people to boycott Amazon if they can. All right, man. Any final thoughts you want to leave with us before you go? And again, I appreciate you taking the time to talk to us.
Oh yeah. You know, just continue to support us, follow our stories, stay in tune. There's a lot more coming out. And definitely help us, support us, and donate to us. And I appreciate the time and bringing me on.
You got it, Chris. I really appreciate the work you're doing, man. You're out there fighting the good fight. Thank you for doing what you're doing. And I'm sure everybody that you've helped out along the way thanks you. So really appreciate you taking the time.
Absolutely. Anytime.
All right. Yeah, man. Have a great day.
You too.
Well, that was fantastic. That's what an activist, man. That cat is bold. That was bold, man. That's awesome what he did. I mean, I'd heard his story, but I didn't hear all the details of it. So that was really impressive to hear. So, and again, great ways to have direct you know, I always try to find actions. It's one thing to just complain about the system, but to figure actions to do it. So if you're an essential worker, man, join his group, the Congress of Essential Workers. Join it because that's the numbers. That's the only thing they respect and will care about is big numbers. $70 billion was lost somewhere in that neighborhood. I heard from the Wall Street Bets thing. That's what woke them up. And now how they reacted to it, everybody's waking up to how corrupt the system is. So this is all tied in together. What Wall Street happened with Wall Street Bets, what happened with Chris Smalls, what's happening with me and other YouTubers. It's all tied in. It's all the same people. It's all the same billionaires and the oligarchs. I mean, Janet Yellen got money. She got money from Google. Which owns YouTube. She got money from Citadel, which you know was making big profits through Robinhood. That's how they got to shut Robinhood down when people were legally making money in the same way that hedge funds do it when they tank a stock. So it's a great way to get involved. Yeah. So follow Chris Smalls, man, is at @shut_Amazon. You can see it on the screen right there. And that's awesome, everybody. We've got 237 likes. Hit the like button. And let's answer. So since there's no super chat since they demonetized us because Google's, evil. I will answer. You can support on Venmo. So I'll see if there's any Venmos here. And I'll answer your questions, and then I'll answer the questions in Rockfin. Brian Gills, thank you so much, Brian. Shave your knuckles for justice. This is the best way I could send a donation. Very sorry for what's happening to you and so many other shows that I love. Thank you, Brian. Linda Corey, I'm sorry for your troubles with YouTube. I hope this helps. Yes, it does. Every little thing helps, and I very much appreciate it. And again, I know many of you money's tight right now. Many of you aren't working because of the pandemic. And if you can't donate If you can't donate money, don't feel bad. Because, oh God, I'm frozen on Rockfin. This is driving me nuts. Why is it? No, I'm frozen on YouTube. I'm just in some corner. Oh, God. They just can't help themselves. Let's see what happens here. Let's see. I don't know why. YouTube's doing a weird thing. I don't know why YouTube is only showing a corner of the screen. I don't get it. Oh God, they're just trying to screw with me at every turn. I don't know why YouTube it's only showing in the corner. You see me fine. Okay. Hold on. All right, let me just make sure. All right, I'll answer the tips on the Rockfin. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. We got over 13,000 followers on Rockfin. How cool is that? All right. Glenn Combs. Boom. Rockfin. Thank you for the Rockfin tip, brother. David Rivera tip $5 to Graham Elwood. Thank you so much. And I give you 5 shaved knuckles for justice. Sharif Snugs. What's up, Sharif? Good to see you over on the Rockfin, dude. Graham, I learned my place. No more thinking. Telling you, dude, you ask all those smart questions. That's what got me shut down. Let's see. Scott Johnson. Boom. Thank you, Scott. Keep pushing forward. I will. Kate, what's up, Kate? You go. Oh, I jumped around. You go, Graham. Fight the power that be. Thanks for another great show. You got it. Frank Sloat, boom, power to the people. You got that right. How about vegan guns for the people? Got that, Frank? Huh? David Guevara, another $2. Boom. $2 again, David. Boom, pow. Rotate. Thomas Dickinson, thank you so much, Thomason. Pow, I appreciate it. Robert L. Aaron. Robert, you're making Gotham great again. I noticed Jimmy Dore hasn't offered anything on his Rockfin channel in 2 weeks. It still has done so daily on YouTube. Any idea why? Has he abandoned Rockfin? He's not abandoned Rockfin. Jimmy's just busy, man. He's got a big show and a big platform, and he had this whole infrastructure in place before he started putting on Rockfin, but he will. And, I've been telling him I was on his show yesterday and I was talking about what, Rockfin has been my backup plan this whole year and a half. And when what happened Monday happened, it's where I'm at, and he'll be doing more stuff on there. Cool. I'm a truck driver, and the wages Amazon pays for their own truck drivers should be embarrassing for Amazon. Yep. Thank you so much. And then here's my Patreon and PayPal. AOC lied. Get it trending. Ah. Jason Burmis, who's also been demonetized. You will make it work, Graham. I made it work with Rockfin starting about almost a year ago. Oh, hey, Jason. Are you Socks and Blessings? Hey guys, Darian. Yeah, we've been demonetized. Yeah, we should have a talk, Jason. Let me know everything you've been doing on the Rockfin. Let's see. Hold on. Yeah, I was talking about yeah, if anybody's money's tight and you can't donate to the show, totally cool, no worries. That's why I say, like, signing up for Rockfin is free. So just signing up and following my channel on Rockfin those analytics help. And watching videos on Rockfin and hitting the like button on Rockfin, that absolutely helps too. So, and sharing my videos, especially my Rockfin videos on your social media, those are all free ways to help support the show. So if money's tight because of COVID or whatever, don't worry about it. We're going to make this work, but don't feel bad if money's tight. Don't feel bad at all. Aiden Daniels, Graham, I believe you were demonetized for saying comments that were skeptical of Israel and AIPAC. Big Tech banned me from donating to Richard Medhurst because I was critical of Israel. God. That's crazy. Andrew John, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for donating. At vegan guns to thirst trap content. I think I read these yesterday. Yeah. All right. All right. Thanks for the Panquake heads up yesterday, Graham. I donated $10 yesterday and now have my code for when it goes live. Awesome. Yeah. So if you weren't on the yesterday, I went live with Susie Dawson and we talked photographers in the world help design. So and the importance of it now more than ever, especially what's happened to me and the other channels. So that video should be dropping pretty soon. Now it says I'm frozen. No longer frozen. Frozen. All right. It's frozen. It's not frozen. Oh, Google just can't stop. They just can't stop. They see that people are watching the show. They see that I'm making money elsewhere, and they just can't stop. They just can't stop. Froze briefly, now back. I heard about you in the Tim Pool show. I found lots of commentators like you through Tim Pool show. Right on. PC or the CIA, what's the difference? You're absolutely correct. Yep. And here's the Panquake. You want to support that. Boom. It's been so crazy, man. I haven't even had a chance to like build segments or anything like that because this has just been like nuts dealing with all this crap. Oh, it looks like I'm frozen on Rockfin. Okay. Let's Brian Connor, boom. Shaving Knuckles for Justice. Keep fighting. I will, Brian. Thank you so much. Kalia Farrell Smith. Boom. What's going on with Bezos? Well, he said he stepped down. You know, he's going to take the back seat to Amazon or what, you know, we'll see what that means. You know, it's a step in it's a little victory. As Chris Small said, it's a small victory. Miss Callie, boom. Graham, will you answer Devo's question so he'll shut up? What's your stance on the COVID vaccine? We are going to have tomorrow. Tomorrow we're going to have, let me check if that's tomorrow. Yeah, tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific, 8 o'clock Eastern time, we're going to have Dr. Victoria Dooley on the show. She was Bernie's, she's a physician and was, as she's a big Medicare for All proponent. She worked on Bernie Sanders' campaign. She was his Medicare for All, basically surrogate, meaning she answered a lot of questions about Bernie's Medicare for All program. And we're going to have her on the show to talk about the vaccine. You know, what I'm reading about it, and she's going to answer more questions for all of us tomorrow. I'm not as worried about it as I was maybe 7-8 months ago. So I'll probably eventually take it, but it's a personal choice, whether you want to or not. That's up to you. But it won't be offered to me. You know, like California, most places, it's like right now they've done frontline medical workers. They're doing frontline workers. They're doing people like either, you know, 65 or 70 years or older. By the time they get to people that like have no pre-existing conditions, aren't frontline workers, that are like age 16 and up, you know, I won't be offered it for a while. It's probably not till the summer is what a lot of places are saying. So I think in that time, there'll be even more data and more research. So yeah, that's where I'm at, but we're going to get more information from a physician tomorrow on the show, 5 o'clock, Dr. Victoria Dooley. Annabelle Corley, Down Under Blessings. What's up, Annabelle? How is summer down under? That's got to be nice. Why am I pushing the vaccine? I'm not. I don't know why people get so mad about that. I'm not pushing it. I'm just doing my own research, and I'm not an anti-vaxxer, and I had some questions about it. But you know, whatever. Don't take it yourself. Why are you mad at me? Like yeah. So Devo, you're one of the reasons why we're going to get a block feature on Rockfin. That's going to happen. I joined Rockfin today in solidarity with my favorite lefty outlets getting snuffed out by YouTube. Yeah, thank you so much. Nick Sandoval, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Hey, Graham, is there a reason why Rockfin is about a minute, give or take, behind the authoritarian tube stream. No big deal. Just curious. I'm not sure either. It just might be their technology. I go through StreamYard, and so I don't know. I don't know the tech side of it. I mean, I will say this: YouTube is a multi-billion-dollar corporation that has all the this huge technology, and Rockfin is a newer startup. So, considering how small, awesome, and they're just a smaller company right now. But that's why folks such as yourself that are joining it and supporting it will help it grow. I mean, YouTube started out in I'm skeptical of the vaccine, but I am not anti-vax. My concern is they would not release it with, yeah, it's good to be skeptical. Yeah. Yes. All right. Yeah, my signal's getting throttled. Yeah, good content is what made YouTube. Yeah, they're throttling me. Tim Pool brought me here. Awesome. Thanks, Tim Pool. Tell Tim Pool I said thanks. Are you going to censor that guy just for asking you to push in the vaccines? No, you're not reading his chat. You're not in Rockfin. He's calling me the devil and saying I'm crazy. So that's the, you can disagree, you can debate, but if you start saying crazy shit in the chat, and especially if you say, Graham, I don't agree with this stance, and we just come to we don't agree to disagree, then it's done. Don't keep arguing it. Once I've made, that's my opinion, don't keep arguing it. That gets annoying, and it's just hijacking the chat for crazy bullshit. So, we will strike for Graham and Ron, etc. This is fascism. But I don't understand getting mad. Don't take it yourself then. Just don't take it. If you don't want to take it, don't take it. But I was vaccinated as a kid. I got measles, mumps, tetanus, I don't know, polio, I can't remember. TB, tuberculosis. So I got vaccinated as a kid. So I was never I was a little skeptical of this one and voiced my skepticism on this show, but I've learned more about it and it makes more sense to me. And I really want, again, I'm going to have a doctor on the show tomorrow, and I'm going to ask her a lot of questions about it. And we're going to get professional media, somebody putting a meme out there or some crazy Q. Going to. I like traveling. I want to travel internationally. And I guarantee you countries are going to say you can't enter unless you've proven you've taken the vaccine. So I have a vaccine damaged kid and autism is forever. My son is 42. It's been hell. Don't censor. Just don't. I'm sorry to hear that. I'm really sorry. I'm not censoring. Someone being annoying in the chat, that's not that's annoying to the show. I'm sorry. I've been a stand-up comic my whole life. And if someone is talking during a live show, we make fun of them, we say stop, or they heckle, we make fun of them, and they just keep talking. It's disrupting the show. They get kicked out. But that's censorship. I don't know, maybe. This is my show, and if you're going to say crazy bullshit, I'm going to kick you the fuck out, because you can't act freedom of speech doesn't mean you get to be an asshole that ruins things for other people. That's not what freedom of speech means. Freedom of speech is about, there's protected speech, i.e., I can be critical of the government without getting arrested. I can say, I don't like this government, I don't trust this government, without getting arrested. If I were to say, oh, go attack the Capitol building, that's not protected speech. So this, somebody last week tried to put in the super chat, they wanted me to say an offensive joke that I didn't want to say. And they're like, you're censoring me. No. You don't have the right to force me to say something that I don't want to say. And on my show, if you don't like it here, start your own YouTube show. That's not freedom of speech. Isn't you get to do whatever the fuck you want, whenever you want, and there's no consequences. That's not what freedom of speech is. It was created because in authoritarian dictatorships, if you're critical of the government, you go to jail. That's already happened in America. Like, that's why Julian Assange, Edward Snowden. But releasing, leaked documents, doing journalism and then being attacked by the United States government, that's censorship. Me saying, if you're going to be an annoying fuckhead, get out. That's not censorship. That's not, you don't get to just do whatever you want to do whenever you want to do it and then just claim freedom of speech. So you might want to read up or go to law school or something to what that is. And again, yeah. I don't trust any of the Western produced COVID vaccines, but would take the Sputnik 5 vaccine that is very instant. I had access to it. Yeah, I know. Now, should I just call you a Kremlin puppet sellout, or just go, wow, that's a reasonable. I just was watching about the Sputnik 5 vaccine. I was like, huh, it sounds interesting. So me saying you can't be rude and annoying in the chat is not the same as what YouTube has literally taken away my ability. I'm producing content, and I've produced a lot of content for YouTube, and YouTube has made money from it. And now they're telling me I can't make money from it. Now YouTube would argue, oh, we're not making money from Graham's content either now that we demonetized it. But I'm part of their, people are coming to YouTube because of me and millions of other content creators. And I don't have a massive show. I've only got 75,000 subscribers. I'm not one of these shows that's got millions of subscribers, or even like what Jimmy's got with 800,000. But yeah. Yeah, see, again, you're arguing the same point over and over. Like, don't take it. Don't take it. Don't get mad at me. Like, I can argue chapter and verse why eating meat is bad for the environment. I'm a vegetarian, but I don't yell at people that eat meat and say you're killing the planet. It's a personal choice. No, I'm not going to ignore the trolls. I'm going to block them. In fact, Angie, I might block you if you keep this up, just to demonstrate how this works. Sometimes you just got to begin anew. I'd rather be on the right side of history, though. Yeah, that's a good point. The Oxford vaccine appears to be good. Let's go. Setchimo Canatella, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for joining us on the Rockfin. Fuck it. Gonna start watching your videos from here now. Seems nice and cozy here on Rockfin. Am I curious? Does this donation get converted into crypto or do you get this in US dollars? Great question. This gets converted into crypto, into the Ray token, which is the token that they create, they mine. So Rockfin takes a percentage of this to cover their costs, as well they should. And the rest is given to me in the Ray token, right? So, which is how all of us content creators get paid on Rockfin. There's two really good, maybe 2 or 3 really good interviews that I did with Martin Floriani, the founder of Rockfin, who explains this in greater detail. But the answer is yes, it gets converted into crypto. And thanks for supporting the show. And they're on Rockfin and they're on StalinTube. And what it's really cool because he's the founder of Rockfin. I would never get the YouTube or Google people on for this show. They'd never come on the show. But the founder of Rockfin did an interview with me to explain the whole platform and what it's all about and how they created it and how it's blockchain, open source technology. So it can't be bought. It's not like Rockfin has some servers that someone can just come in and take control over. That's the thing I like about it. That's why Panquake is really great. How they're designing Panquake is the same thing. And then I love being paid in crypto, because crypto is the future. So that's why I've been talking about crypto for the last 7 months. I have a crypto playlist. And I tell everybody, get educated, do your own research. Don't invest money you can't afford to lose. Like, don't go crazy. Don't put it on a credit card. Don't liquidate your retirement or anything nuts like that. But like, start learning and play with it a little bit and learn because, and people are like, oh, Bitcoin's already at 36,000. It's too late. They're all predicting it's going to go up. So anyway, but great question. Progressive. Fuck YouTube. Shaving Knuckles for Joseph. Thank you so much, Progressive. I appreciate that, man. I really appreciate the big donations because you're helping people that maybe are tight on money and can't afford to give anything. So I really appreciate that. Lauren Christian Tip. Thank you so much. Joe Mabby. Thank you so much for supporting the show over on the Rockfin. Bitcoin is at 37.8. Wow. Really? You're right. Damn. Now it's up there. I got it at 37.9, bro. What's up? Ethereum's at 1,600, all-time high. All-time high for Ethereum. Litecoin, look at that. Look at that. Bitcoin. I watched that show, The Moon. He's like a day trader, so it's that type of a show. Like, but man, does he call it? He's like, we're doing this, and he just reads the charts, and he's like, if Bitcoin hits this number, if it doesn't, I mean, he said it. He goes, Bitcoin was going down a little bit, and he said, like, if it goes below this number, I forget what it was, 32,000. He goes, then Bitcoin's going to go way down. But if it won't go and goes to up to 34 and goes over 34, then we're going to see a big uptrend. Boom. That's what happened. The minute it crossed 34, I said, oh, it's going to start going up like he predicted. And we're at 37.9. I watch The Moon. I watch Altcoin Daily. I watch Crypto Casey, Boom Bust, Max Kaiser. Those are the main shows I watch to get my crypto education. Boom Bust is a good just sort of financial show or whatever, but Yeah. I'm watching you on my smart TV with YouTube and hanging out here on Rockfin. Right on. Silver's going through the roof, right? People are starting to abandon the sinking Titanic of the US dollar. $318 likes. I'm putting off Bitcoin like crazy. I'm worried I'm missing out. FOMO bad. Well, if you think about the price it used to be at, you're going to be in this like, oh, I missed out. If you look at all these people like Raoul Paul, former head of Goldman Sachs, I mean, okay. Ah, that's what you're saying, Kate. Okay, yeah, I forgot to pin that. Thank you for that. Hold on. Thanks for the reminder, Kate, on the pinning it. I forgot to do that. There we go. Boom. Pinned it. Pinned it. Pinned it. Annette Sowell. Annette, thank you so much. Let's see. Hold on. What was I looking for? Oh. I think Matt asked today it was Venmo. Let me check the Venmo. Sorry, man. With all these different things, it's like we're working on getting entropy set up. Many of you suggested that. Kate was telling me about it, so we're working on that. Matt S. Boom. Matt, thank you for supporting the show on the Venmo. My concern is raising minimum wage as billionaires always find a way to circumvent this. They either go automated or move to Texas. Either way seems the working man gets screwed. It is a valid point that they will try to find a way to go around it. In my opinion, and it's of course, the billionaires, it's like Wall Street bets. Look how great that was. And they're now trying to find a way to stop it and limit it and all this other stuff, which we talked about on the show when it happened last week. But in my opinion, it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. Just because they're going to try to find a way to circumvent it and stop it doesn't mean we shouldn't do it. It means we should absolutely keep pushing for minimum $15 an hour minimum wage. But again, if we've learned anything in the last 4 years, we got to just stay on top of it. We can't just say, hey, we passed that law, we did it, and then just hope that the powerful do the right thing, honor the commitment. Like, you got to stay on top of it, which I know sucks. And it's not like but that's my opinion on that. Andrew Dwyer, ba-boom, Andrew. Stupid question. Is the People's Party a continuation of the 1890 People's Party? Just started reading Thomas Frank's book. Oh, I first of all, it's not a stupid question. Secondly, I don't think so, but that's something you'd have to talk to Nick Brown about. I'm not sure about where they got the idea from. If they pulled this from the 1890 People's Party, or maybe they got inspired by Thomas Frank's book, or both. I don't know. That's a great question, though. That's a really good question. I'm not sure. Skylar Hawk, boom. Don't let the bastards get you down. Thank you so much. Megan Dobbs, what's up, Megan? How you doing? Keeping Gotham great again, are you? I just heard about YouTube. I will be watching on Rockfin. Keep up the good work. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Gina G, what's up, Gina? Fuck Alphabet and fuck Elon. Love you, Graham. Thank you, Gina. I appreciate this. It's been a lot of that. A lot of. Oh, it's been kind of funny. David Wint, what's up, David? Shave your knuckles for justice. Hey, Graham, sincere question. What happens to crypto coin when the grid goes down for good because of climate change? Well, that is a good question. But people say, well, then, crypto goes away. When that happens, it all goes away. I mean, how much banking are you doing with actual dollar bills? I mean, think about it. Most people get a direct deposit. So that's electronic. In US dollars, you get an a direct deposit. Hold on. Let me answer this question. Dave Anthony, I'm live right now. Do you want to be on the air?
Oh, sure.
Are you just calling to talk surfing, or what are you calling to talk about?
No, I just saw what happened to you.
Oh yeah. It's it's brutal. It's really brutal. I'll call you in a little bit, but it's pretty gnarly, man. And about 7 other shows all got demonetized today. Like, it was just like a slaughterhouse. A bunch of shows got demonetized all today. I got taken down Monday night. So,
well, I've often said the best way to fight fascism is to take down the people fighting
it. Yes, Dave Anthony. The best way to fight fascism is take down the people fighting it. I know. I feel better. I feel better about our democracy for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm really happy that unelected tech billionaires get to determine who makes money and what they get to say. I think it's great.
Yeah, it's important.
Well, all right, buddy. I'll call you a little later on, man.
Okay.
All right, buddy. Bye. Dave Anthony from the Dollop, ladies and gentlemen, doing a radio call-in show. 14th caller gets a political vigilante blow up. What would be some morning radio thing? A PV radio, PV 105 rocks, vegan guns. You'll get a beer koozie and a beach ball. You're going to get a political vigilante beach ball if the first person to come down to Toyota of Glendale. I'm not there. Please don't show up. Go to Toyota Glendale if you want. I don't know. Maybe they're having a good deal on Toyotas. But David, to get back to your question, if that happens, if the grid goes down because of climate change, we're going to have bigger problems than crypto. And that means we're all done. That means we're in serious trouble. Regular online banking goes away. How do we get access to anything if that happens? So for me, that's not like a reason to not get into crypto. It might be for you, and that's fair. But for me, it's like, if that happens, you can't access your regular Bank of America account. You can't, the ATMs won't work. No one will be able to use credit card. You can't just go swipe something. I mean, like, I don't know what it's going to mean. Everyone's going to need cash. I mean, I don't know what it's going to happen. We're going to go back to the barter system. So, Nick Sandoval, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Thank you for the Rockfin tip. I'm not an expert on how they're made, but they have fabric pots you can use for gardening. Oh, cool. Seems like a good alternative to plastic. Also, building off that minimum wage thing, what do you think about the complementing it with other laws? Jesse Ventura talks about a minimum wage. I think it's a good idea. Price ceilings are a thing. What do you think? Wow, that's a great, and this is a great, I mean, this is a great thing to discuss and even debate. I mean, this is what in a real democracy, what we would do is we would bring up, oh, we need a minimum wage. And then people go, well, what about this? What about that? And we'd have, well, great. Let's have a discussion, a debate even, and figure out what's best. Not just argue and fight and protect my little wealthy company or whatever, but like, I mean, these are great questions. So, well, really, to me, what it comes down to is the people that push back the most on minimum wage are usually the billionaires, because that would just cut into their profits. I mean, Jeff Bezos couldn't have 4 homes, you know, worth $500 million or whatever his total home value is, and a $75 million Gulfstream if he had to pay real wages. He could only live in one mansion and have a smaller jet or something. So to me, that's the biggest thing of like, I don't want to hear a billionaire's argument as to why they don't want to pay $15 an hour minimum wage. I really don't care. But per the other question and yours, which are both valid, the billionaires will try to find a way to circumvent it. I think that was Matt S's question. So that they're going to try to find a way to circumvent it. But it's why we have to be, again, I keep referring to the Wall Street Bets thing as a model. What they did is said, well, this is how the hedge funds do it when they deliberately short a stock to nosedive it, to make money off of it. Well, why don't we do that? The hedge funds are a bunch of investors all together. So then the hedge fund can take the totality of all of its investors and say, well, now we're, instead of just a couple $1 million, we've got $20 billion because we've got all these people. So it has more power. Well, that's what the Reddit group did. We have more power if we all get together. So using that same model, and I'm talking about real general terms, obviously, because $15 an hour is not the stock market, but Wall Street Bets said, let's start thinking like a hedge fund, but do it for good reasons. So we have to, when we enact or draft these bills or get in, think about, here's a bill that'll help the worker, and also have to go, and how will the billionaires try to ruin it, screw it over, circumvent it? We have to think like that. It's like, if you were to install an alarm system or whatever in your home or place of business, you wouldn't have I wouldn't advise having an honest person think like, how would a criminal think? That's how you talk to criminals in order how to catch a criminal, right? So you got to think like a criminal. Billionaires are criminals. They're all criminals. So think like them in terms of how to address these issues that you're bringing up. That's my answer on that. And good learning about the fabric pots. Bill Melazia, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Bill, thank you. Blanca Alvarado, hello. Thank you, Blanca, sending me a big hello from Austin. I love Austin. God, I can't wait to go on the road. We went on the road April of 2019. We went to Texas. Ron and I did. Had such fun. We had so many great shows. And then we came back to Austin, I think May of last year, to do Jimmy's show. Oh, so fun. Just had a great time. We did it like Jimmy's show, a big theater show in Austin. And then the next night we did Esther's Follies. We did stand up the next night. It was just such a fun time. Just love Austin. Hey, Ram, what's up? Boom. Shaving knuckles for justice. Honest pay for an honest day's work, living wages for working people, income inequality must be balanced. Yes, you are so right. Graham, I can't send a super chat. Is it because you were demonetized? Yep. They Tim Pool gave me a shout out today. Right on, Timmy Pool, man. 7 shows on my subscribe list were demonetized. Well, I got a mad props to Tim Pool for sending you folks here. I really appreciate that today. I got to reach out to Tim and have him on the show. You all have to help an expat in France. I only have PayPal, Rockfin, Venmo, and others except PayPal. And others don't except PayPal. Okay, yeah, I have PayPal. You can use PayPal. Let's see, can we answer? JFK was killed by the CIA. Thanks for Lee and Graham for making it clear. Yeah, and those 2 government secrets episodes are probably one of the reasons I got demonetized. Tim Pool is another YouTuber. I don't know Tim personally, but I appreciate the man giving me a shout out. We got to get him on the show, dude. PayPal does suck. I know. It's like we're stuck with all of these. I have Bitcoin wallet. I have a Bitcoin Cash wallet. I have an Ethereum wallet. They're all in my show notes. Let me see if any of these. The Dems are in power, so everything is meant to be fine. Yeah, right. The shitstorm is only beginning. Wish you all the best, Graham. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Well, this has been, this has been pretty awful. Sorry, let me just bring all this up. Well, it's funny. Like, I knew this was going to happen. I mean, always in the back of my mind, I'm like, they're going to do this. They're going to come for me. They're going to come for all of us eventually. When it happened, I was like, wow. And it just, it's Jimmy got demonetized. Wow. Did that just happen today? Man. It's like, it definitely is a punch in the gut for sure. But on the other, I mean, I'm not surprised. It still sucks to watch it happen. And, I feel like, but again, when I started, if you've been with the show for a while, I started summer of 2019 going, go to Rockfin. Everything's on Rockfin. And it was my backup plan. And now it's like, I need this backup plan. And especially beginning in March, because there will be, because the way YouTube does it, the money you make, like the money I made in January, they pay you the next month. So I'll get paid this month. So the fact I'm going to make $0 in February, it means March is going to be kind of tight. But many of you are supporting the show in numerous different ways, not to mention Rockfin. So I think in the long run, that so many people have jumped over to Rockfin just in the last couple of days. I think in the short run, it's going to suck. But in the long run, this is going to be the moment that's like, all right, this is what helped make Rockfin the more people that are supporting Rockfin, the more money they have for infrastructure and adding all the features we want them to add, because it's complicated. It takes a lot of time and coders and all that tech shit that I don't know. So tell Rockfin to create the Android version stat. No, they're working on all that stuff. And this is why supporting them, they can hire more people. They can get the Android, the Rockfin app for Android up and running. Right now, it's only for iPhone. So, I think it's going to be the kind of thing, maybe a year or two from now, we're going to look back at Rockfin's just dominating, going, yeah, remember that first week of February where they just did that bloodletting and just got rid of everybody? And everyone jumped over to Rockfin, or already was on Rockfin and then had more people join. And other platforms, absolutely. Boom, 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 boom. I mean, I've got all these new followers and subscribers to Rockfin in the last couple of days, and that's been great. And I really got to tell you, it speaks well of this community. It really does. How people have really rallied. Susie came on my show yesterday. Jimmy had me and Jordan Sheridan on his show yesterday. We got Jason. If you're still watching the show, Jason, I forgot I got tied up in other things. But if you want to come on the show to talk real quick about this, let me know in the chat if you're still watching. Jason Burmis. I'm sorry, dude. You were in the chat a while ago. Maybe you split. I don't know. But if you are still in the chat and got time to just talk maybe 15 minutes about what's happened to you and how you've been censored, that'd be great. But yeah, man, I mean, it happened Monday night. I tweeted about it Monday night and was like, oh, and I just went to bed and then woke up Tuesday and it was like, Lee Camp had texted me, Susie, Jimmy, everybody was like, what do we do here, dude? How can I help? Kim Iverson texted me this morning, like, Graham, I saw what happened. How can I help? And she's going to give me a shout out. Tim Poole. I don't even know Tim personally. And I've never even been on Tim's show. He's never been on mine. And look what he's doing. Like, that is cool. And, not just my friends, but just other indie media, people like Tim Poole are jumping on this. And it's really cool to see like the community rally. It's been tough. It's been infighting and force the vote and all this stuff. But like we're seeing, who's sticking together and so yeah, there's no super chats. It's the pinned comment. Anyone who's joining right now, YouTube has completely demonetized me. So you can't super chat. There's no ads on. I have over 2,000 videos on YouTube. None of them will play ads now. So yeah, I did know my days were numbered on YouTube. I knew it was coming. But that's why you'll see the scroll below. You can support at Rockfin. You can ask me questions on Venmo and Rockfin. Maybe there might be more questions. So, Max D, shave your knuckles for justice. YouTube demonetized. Convo Couch, the great purge is coming. Smile and take it. Well, the thing is, we were all ready for this. I mean, literally, and I talked to Pasta. He called me Monday night and was like, dude, you got demonetized. And he said, shit, they're coming for all of us. And he said, Graham, I thank you so much. You and Ron were like, you guys got to get on Rockfin. And I told people, get on Rockfin. I told Lee, I told Jimmy, I told Dave Anthony, get on Rockfin. I'll probably be streaming my videos on Odyssey as well. They've reached out to me. They're a crypto platform as well. It's just, I remember talking to Kim Iverson about getting on Rockfin. So I'm really glad a lot of people, Rockfin reached out to Ron and I, and then we started telling everybody. We knew Nico and everyone to get on it. So Everyone's like, thank God, we have this backup. So, I mean, that's been the best thing, man. The community rallying around this, that has been the best thing. It's just been fantastic to see this and just like, yeah, man. And Susie Dawson was like, Graham, she goes, let me come on and push or no, she wanted to get Sean, her designer. I was like, will you come on? We were trying to get the Sean guy, but we couldn't, I don't know, line up the schedules. Plus, I just wanted to have Susie on because I knew we'd laugh. So it was great having Susie on, and I got to laugh with my friend, and everybody's just kind of rallying, which is cool. So Teresa Bear, thank you, Teresa. Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Renzo Santiago, thank you so much, my friend. You got my back, I got yours. I appreciate it. Mickey Woo, boom, stay strong, brother. The real left has your back. I really appreciate it. It's warming my heart to see this, to see how people got my back and everybody else's back, And again, I hate to make this sound like a goddamn Rockfin infomercial, but all the people that just got demonetized, a bunch of them were already on Rockfin. So cancel your YouTube Red subscription and go to Rockfin, man. Only thing YouTube cares about is money. So stick it to them. Major Tom, thank you so much. Here we go into the abyss together. You got it, Marie Garand. So you made me move on Rockfin just now. Right on. I love it. Becca Hutchinson, thank you so much. Thank you. Dawson Van Cease, thank you so much. Dawson, Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Sechimo Canatella, does this mean we can now skip the ads on your YouTube vids? Well, yes, you can, because there won't be any there. There's no YouTube ads on any of my vids, so you don't have to watch the ads anymore. Again, Rockfin's free. It's free. And you can watch my video. I have a bunch of videos that are free on Rockfin. I have the premium ones that's $10 a month. But the free ones on Rockfin are there. They've always been there. They will always be there. And you can watch for free. There's no ads on them. It is clean and simple. Boom. That's so hilarious. How long before they shut down Rockfin to protect us from hate speech and misinformation? Again, I would urge you to watch the interviews that I do with Martin Floriani, the head of Rockfin, the creator of Rockfin. And why it's blockchain cryptocurrency platform is they can't be just bought out. Like Google just can't come in and buy it. They've built that into their system that can't happen. So, Jeremy Chase, I'm on Rockfin. You can tip shows whenever you want. They don't even need to be streaming. Yeah, that's another thing you can do. Fucking Jimmy just got shut down. Holy shit. I got to text Jimmy. Sorry, guys. This is nuts. Sorry. Remind people about Friday's Zoom show. You're not the boss of me, Kate. No, Kate's doing her job telling me to remind you about. Yes. Where is it? We are doing We are doing a comedy show. There, I'll put this up. There we go. Yes, Ron Placone and I are doing a Zoom comedy show this Friday at 7 o'clock Pacific time, 10 o'clock Eastern. It's $10 for the show. You can buy tickets at my Venmo, which is in the scroll down there, at Graham-Elwood. But please specify it's for the Zoom comedy show Friday, February 5th, because people are obviously donating just for like doing super chats and Venmo right now. And so I don't, it's confusing. So just say Zoom show. I want tickets for the Zoom show because I split that with Ron and all that. So I think the next time we do a show that we did a bunch of shows last spring and we used Brown Paper Tickets, which is our normal ticket vendor when we go on the road, but they were so back ordered and all these shows got canceled. It took them months to pay us. And we were like, guys, come on. Maybe they've got that ironed out since last spring. So we'll probably go because the ticketing platform is actually easier than my Venmo and all this other stuff. But for this Friday, Ron has said last I checked, I was not. So according to Ron Placone, he has not been demonetized. I'm clarifying with Jimmy Dore and Ron Placone if they've been demonetized. No, Siri, everything's not all about you. But anyway, oh, fucking shut up, robot. Anyway, go to my Venmo. Say you want to go to the Zoom comedy show Friday, February 5th. And I will send you through Venmo the Zoom link somewhere with, about 20 minutes or so before showtime. I'll just start sending the link. You'll get it through Venmo. Okay. If you bought tickets through, some of you bought through PayPal. Again, if you can only use PayPal and you want to go to the Zoom comedy show, please specify in PayPal Zoom comedy show February 5th. Because again, people just donate to me through PayPal and I got to know what you want to do. And then I will send you the Zoom link if you did it through PayPal. Some of us don't have Apple phones, so we can't join. Well, you can watch Rockfin on a regular web browser. You don't need... Biden and Dems want to stop Jimmy and gang from making them look like the total deceptive sellout corp criminals that they are. Yes, you are correct. Let me see if there's any. I guess Jason is probably, not still on the show, but I was not still watching. I apologize, Jason. Jorge Ruiz on the Venmo. Thank you so much. I got you, bro. Do you audio content like podcasts? Great question. And yes, I do. There is the Political Vigilante podcast. I just take the audio from these live streams and it is on, iTunes and Spotify. And if you are a Rockfin Premium member or a Patreon $5 a month member, you get the audio podcasts early. Because like the audio that from these live streams this week will go on iTunes like in about a week or so. But if you're a premium member, I'll drop it tonight or tomorrow at the latest. So you can just listen on those. But yeah, I have the Political Vigilante podcast. Again, that's another great free way to support what we're doing here if money's tight. And I get it if money's tight. Just subscribe to the Political Vigilante podcast because those analytics help. Downloads help through iTunes. 5-star reviews on iTunes help. All that thing help because if a bunch of people download and subscribe and give good reviews, like iTunes specifically will then promote. And it's in the news and politics section. It's not in the comedy section. So, and if you get podcasts on Spotify or any of the other podcasting platforms. Just go find the Political Vigilante podcast, and all those likes and clicks and downloads and positive reviews, all those analytics help the show. And it takes very little, it doesn't take any money, and it takes very little time for you to do it. So I appreciate that. Marie Garden. Thank you, Marie. Tell Rockfin, less football, more pandas. Oh. Okay, I didn't realize there was a lack of panda videos on Rockfin, but I'll tell that to the team for sure. All right. Let me see. Hold on. I'm going to reach out to Jason. Oh, cool. All right. We're going to try to see if Jason can come back on the show. Rockfin is becoming way too much political. It's unsexy. It'll only start to grow when cat videos and people embarrassing themselves start going there. Yes, Rockfin it doesn't have enough mindless nonsense on it, and I'm sorry. I'll try to do more bullshit. I'll do like makeup tips. I'll give you my makeup tip right now. Here's Graham's makeup tips. I don't want to be shiny because it doesn't look good. So I got the bright lights here. I just buy a little. I use L'Oreal. This is not a paid advertiser. And then right before the show, I just do a little bit of this, and then see, we're already getting a little shine up top there. We just take that shine down, take the top of the nose down. There we go. And as Jimmy was saying, this is for you guys. All right, we're going to get Jason Burmis on the show. All right, here we go. Darien makeup tutorials. Yes, I put a little makeup on when I do the show. I want you guys, it's not fair if I don't give you the most beautiful version of the Vigilante out there. That's why I go downtown with the zipper. You guys need to see this. It's a lot of Vigilante sexuality, and you got to see the vegan guns. You guys, I want to give you a good show, not just talk politics and make the world a better, but I mean, get everybody whatever. You know what I mean? Buy the man some bare minerals. It's appreciated, Graham. Outstanding. I subscribed on Rockfin and left the tip. See, if you guys are going to spend your hard-earned money, I should at least polish it up here and bring the guns in tight. You know what I mean? There's a tip right there. You want to tip that? You want to tip that horseshoe right there? You can't shut that down. You're going to demonetize that, YouTube? You can't demonetize vegan guns. You can't do it. Eat it, Google. Eat it. You can't do it. You can't do it. God. I'm 87 years old. Did you know that? I'm 87 years old. I look this good. I'm 96 years old. I'm turning 100 in a week. Did you know that? All right, let's get let me get Jason on the show rather than flexing. Although flexing is important. It is very important to our society. Boom. This is insane. We're living in insane times. All right. Okay, Jason is here. Sweet. All right, let me read a couple of these Venmos real quick. Jason, stand by. I'll bring you on in a sec. Jason is in the virtual waiting room right now. We're giving him virtual snacks and water as though it was a real waiting room. They're vegan and gluten-free. Thank you, Kate, for letting me know about the Venmos. Okay, great. There's people who bought tickets to the show. Awesome. Thank you so much. Friday show. Right on. Jana, Elizabeth, Ben, thank you so much. Jason Burma, shoot me a DM with the link. Dude, you gotta throw money at me, brother. We'll get you on here. All right. Okay, let me just make sure there's any Rockfin tips. We'll bring them on real quick. George Allen. Thank you so much, George. Here you go. Don't forget your P.O. box. We could send you thousands. Oh, yeah, I do have a P.O. box. It is on grahamelwood.com. Some of you prefer to go old school and write a check or a money order. Some of you are like off the grid. I get it. That's cool. Anything you send me in the P.O. box, I keep that anonymous. I never say anybody's name. I never read anything from the P.O. box. It just stays between us. So thank you. Underhill, boom, demonetize this. Melissa Petrovic just signed up. Graham, love your show. Thank you so much, Melissa. Sharif Snugs, what's up, Sharif? You better not ask a smart question, dude. That's what got me demonetized. You and all of your intellect causing problems. Graham, once Big Kale starts censoring food, it was only a matter of time for Big Tech to do the same. Demonetize vegans, eat a burger. This is really an attack on vegans. I thought Big Kale was going to have my back more and spend more money to defend me. Anyway, all right, let's bring Jason Burmis on the show, ladies and gentlemen. Jason, how are you, my friend?
I am well. How are you, Graham?
Excellent. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Political Vigilante. My name is Graham Elwood. We have returning guest to the show, Jason Burmis, because for those of you who don't know, Monday night, February 1st, YouTube demonetized my entire channel. I cannot make money on ads. They took the ads off my whole back catalog of videos, which is somewhere in the neighborhood of 2,500 videos, I think. I can't make money off the super chats or YouTube Red, nothing. And they're doing this. And as of today, which is Wednesday the 3rd, another 5 or 6 channels have gotten demonetized. Convo Couch, a bunch of Status Coup, a bunch of other ones have all been taken down. I think it's good. I think censorship's a good thing. I'm glad. I'm happy. I'm happy. I was like, America might have a little too much democracy. Let's take some away and give it to the corporate overlords. But so you've had this happen to you for a while, right? And it's one of the reasons we all got on Rockfin. I mean, I got on when they approached me a year and a half, almost 2 years ago. You've been on for a while. So walk us through how YouTube, has give us the sort of the timeline of it. And I'll say this, and I'm sure you agree. While what happened to me and these other channels sucks this week, I'm not surprised because we've been watching the writing on the wall. We've seen our videos get demonetized. I mean, anytime I talked about the war in Yemen, anything like that. And this has been happening to me for 3 years now. So this was just sort of like an unfortunate eventuality. So anyway, Jason, thanks for taking time to come on the show, man. And tell everybody how it went down for you and what you've been doing since.
So thank you for having me. First of all, welcome to the party. None of this is new. So my channel, this channel that I have, which is over 13 years old. Okay. First of all, it wasn't monetized for the longest time and has now been demonetized 11 months. But this is a bigger thing because we're all going to get deplatformed soon. Okay. Let me just tell you, none of this censorship is new at all. This was happening to me back in 2007, 2008 by Google, the very same company. And you mentioned Tim Pool, who shouted you out. Shout out to Tim Pool. I actually stayed at Tim's house when I went down to DC for the Capitol. So like a couple days before I talked to you, I was staying there. I don't really know him well personally, but he knows my buddy Luke Radowski. And Luke and We Are Change were some of the first videos to ever get demonetized. Okay. Now, Luke and I have known each other 15 years. They didn't like the fact that he was confronting politicians on both ends and asking them tough questions.
Oh, you can't commit that crime.
Whoa. And this was at a time when we didn't have our little cell phones and our magic boxes. You actually had to work at it. You know, you didn't just run it. He had a camera. Yo, shout out to Luke. Shout out to Tim. The bottom line is they don't want another narrative. Now, after 13 years on the channel and already navigating past this 11 months of total demonetization, because when I did get demonetized, I shamed him a month later with a live stream of why I shouldn't be and reapplied. It's weird. I haven't heard back from them, by the way. Okay.
Oh, really? They didn't get back to you.
I can't get thumbnails they take down for me removed. Okay. Now, I've never had a video removed. I want to say that right now. Okay. They blocked one video. Okay. Amongst the demonetization. Let me tell you what they blocked. They blocked me playing Louis Gomer, a Congress member, daring to say whistleblower Erica Caramello Bar's name. I think we all know who I'm talking about during this whole Ukrainian scandal. He said the name twice. That was it. Now, they didn't take that down and they didn't warn me. They just locked it throughout the world, made it private. I appealed it. I never heard anything back. Let me tell you what I got a warning for this week, Graham. All right. Love him or hate him, Ron Johnson, who is an acting senator, had a hearing on COVID. Now, Dr. Pierre Corey talked about steroid treatments in a previous hearing. That never got censored. A lot of doctors use that. It was a positive thing for COVID. I could talk about those steroids, but I don't. I'm not an authoritative source. I dare not get your channel in trouble. Anyway, I played a doctor talking about a drug called ivermectin and a study in Argentina. This is pre-Christmas on an MMA podcast with John Fitch. They took it down and they warned me. If I get another one, yes. By the way, Ron Johnson actually just did an editorial in the Wall Street Journal about it. I've covered it. This censorship is only going to get worse. Now, I talk about over a decade ago. In 2008, on the anniversary of 9/11, I put out my follow-up to Loose Change, Fabled Enemies. #1 in the world in Google video. Throughout the morning, throughout the day. Now, Loose Change went viral through that platform. And at that time, Google had not yet bought up YouTube. So they were competing. So there wasn't quite the censorship. But even then, they delisted Fabled Enemies. By the end of the evening, it was not even in the top 100 when it had bolted to #1. So I just want to let people know, you might think that this is about Alex Jones or conservatives. This is not. This is coming for everybody. Yeah. I've been warning forever. It doesn't matter if you're a progressive, if you're a conservative, if you're a libertarian. I am none of those things. I want to make that extremely clear. Okay, I'm Jason Burmis. I'm riding for me. I think the Constitution is the perfectly imperfect document. We need accountability. That's why we had 3 branches of government. We no longer have that. All right. We have a national security state. And whenever anybody tells me that these are private companies, let me tell you something. They are not.
Yeah, that is hilarious. I mean, I just to interject here, and as like, I read the book when WikiLeaks met Google, and Assange maps out that whole conversation. He shows you how, I think it's with Eric Schwartz, the head of Google. Google itself has been working with the CIA since at least 2011. I mean, the CIA loves all this data collection. So, like, as you say, none of this is shocking, and the national intelligence state. And look, the last time you were on the show was a month ago for the insurrection at the Capitol, right? And
I won't call it an insurrection. See, that's the thing. Let's talk about that. Any kind of like real coups or insurrections, have actual weapons, actual Molotov cocktails, actual lives are at stake. What they don't tell you is like those 4 people. First of all, the girl gets shot. Terrible. Okay. The cop ended up having a heart attack and dying later after his injuries. Terrible. The 2 other people, they had heart attacks. I think one accidentally tased himself, and the other one just had a heart attack in the crowd being amongst all those people. That in no way to me is an insurrection.
Well, we can debate. I'm not here to debate that.
And, all right, I got you, Graham.
I just that's you know.
I just think that again, when we're moving towards everybody being a domestic terrorist, and not only let's say,
this is the thing I want to talk. I do want to bring this up with regards to what happened at the Capitol, and
because look, the digital deplatforming is only part of it, right?
Oh yeah.
It's great you're getting Venmos, and I'm getting Venmos, and I'm getting PayPals. I've had a PayPal account since 2007. I fully expect eventually they're going to pull that from me too. You know, all right, for instance, the way I navigated this thing 11 months ago when they defunded me is I went hard with GoFundMe, and I did it for a year and a half. And guess what? And I leave them open for 6 months because they're under my videos, and I have so many videos. So somebody comes across a video, 3 months later, they can still donate. So I usually run 6 months at a time, and then I deactivate them. This January, they pulled my GoFundMe. Now, all the other ones stayed. They didn't tell me why. They just said they broke their terms and service. So I shame them. I go over their terms and service, and clearly in there, Graham, they have the power to just pull anything they want because they want to do so. So I think that one of the reasons they did that is because I did cover the Capitol that month. But as always, basically people are paying for me to do a show sometimes 3 to 7 times a day, 7 days a week. I rarely take off. I talk about issues, and I cite so many mainstream sources. The only way they can strike me is through Senate testimony. Think about that. That's insane.
Well, I mean, this is the thing. Like Jordan Sheridan, they said, they pulled his live stream down because his camera guy was at the Capitol, and he said the same thing. It's like the mainstream media has used his footage. And this is the point I want to make about what happened at the, we can debate if it's insurrection or not, but here's the thing. And I was afraid of this. And we talked about this when you were on my show, and I've talked about it with people, like what happened at the Capitol was awful, but they are going, we said they're going to, and now they are using it as an excuse for Patriot Act 2.0. The thing I say, like, look, we don't need all the laws that were broken. They're enforcing. The FBI has arrested a couple hundred people. You can't bring a gun to the Capitol. You can't smash windows. Done. They got it. They've got video footage. If you said on social media, I'm going to do this. Okay. They've got intent. All these laws are already on the books. You don't need new laws, because now what they're going to do, if they said my content was harmful, so I'm making harmful content. Well, you know what then? The Sunrise Movement, when they peacefully camped outside of Pelosi's office 2 years ago, well, now they're domestic terrorists, I guess. Greta Thunberg is a terror leader. I mean, like, you can do this with, this is the thing. And when YouTube, and we all saw this, when they came up with their new terms of service last month or whatever, all this vague language, like they're real clear on you can't incite violence or promote, okay, I got that. Again, that there's already laws for that. People talk about freedom of speech. For me saying, hey, I hope you die, that's freedom of speech. Me saying, I'm going to kill you, that's not protected speech. Me saying, hey, everybody go kill him, that's not protected speech. Those are crimes. That's already on the books. We don't need new laws for that on the books. If you want to debate, did Trump and Giuliani say stuff at that speech? Okay, let's get there. They got rights to lawyers to defend themselves, and you can make a case. The commander in chief can't say that. Great. That's all. There's laws on the books, and lawyers can debate it. That's what our court system is for, And so now you just go cover something at the Capitol. I mean, so you covered it. Jordan covered it. I mean, the Convo Couch people covered it. I just had you guys on my shows, and you showed me your video footage. So now I guess am I guilty? Am I like, I mean, it's insane to me. And so, and the fact they took down your GoFundMe, because that's clearly what we all saw the writing on the wall. Like you said, you've been doing your show for 13 years. So you saw this early on. I saw this 3-4 years ago, and they would just demonetize anything that calls out that's what's happening. Anything that calls out the establishment, anything that calls out the real people in power. That's what they're like. We can't have that at all. And then the demonetizing my channel is it's so clear. Like when any anti-war video I did, they demonetize it. Now, if all I did was cat videos and makeup tips, no one would be hassling me at all. I don't know if I should start doing like hand puppets, just talking about workers need more rights, but they won't know, I don't know, just do surf videos where I hold up signs that say defund the police when I catch a wave or some shit. I don't know what to say. So now I want to ask you this. So you obviously did the GoFundMe, and it's awesome. that, I mean, this is cool this last 3 days, and I'm sure you've been seeing it for the last 7 months, that there is like a community of people who are like rallying around us, which is great.
Well, I'll tell you what, again, since it's been now almost a year, right? I've been able to move people over to that Rockfin model. Now, the GoFundMe was great, and I used to use it as a super chat mechanism, right? So I'm able to, triple stream from my office, and I don't need Restream.io or StreamYard or anything of that. I have the hardware for it, and I could even quadruple stream. So any kind of forum that's going to let me live stream is great. I hope that Rockfin gets that app, because once I can do it from my phone and I can do what I do on the ground, it's even more powerful, right? But we're missing that. And the thing is, we know this isn't a public square. We know this isn't an open forum. We have to move people to this platform. But then you see what happened with Parler. And I'm no right winger. I didn't even make a Parler account. I'll be quite honest with you. That wasn't my thing. I'm not a big social media guy. I use Twitter and YouTube, the two biggest ones, for what it's worth. I gave up on Facebook years ago. They started censoring us years and years ago, even when we were paying for stuff via We Are Change and other organizations. So I saw Rockfin. I've been able to move about a sixth of my audience just to follow over there. And this is how I'm doing it, Graham. So for those that don't know, I put out an exclusive 5 days a week, usually about 11 a.m. I always go live with it, right? 11 a.m. Eastern time. And that way you can come in, you can watch for free. I'll leave all that free content up for about 2 weeks for anybody that can follow. Then I put all the archives and sometimes a special video for the premium members. They get all the premium stuff. Okay. So that way everybody still gets to see my content. If you watched me on YouTube earlier today, you still missed one of the spicier videos where I can let it go and actually say things I no longer am allowed to on a platform that was nurtured by the NSA, surveils us all. I mean, nurtured, that's a light word. The fact that they are in bed with NASA right now with quantum computing and artificial intelligence, the Parler lady nailed it a little bit. DeSantis, I watched a lot of his today. I'm going to do a video on that. I'm glad somebody's speaking out, but they're not really talking about the big deal. And she said on Tucker Carlson, and shout out to Tucker for having Jimmy and all these people on talking about this stuff. She said, look, what if it's worse than we think? And these tech companies have already made a Faustian bargain, and of course they have, with the NSA, with the DOJ, okay? And they're just harvesting data, so they're always going to let this go on. And what's really happening is the narratives that they want out are the ones that are being pushed forward and then censored when they say so. And that's the real bargain. Because you have to remember, pre-Snowden, all this surveillance was happening. Everybody needs to look at Hepting versus AT&T, whistleblower Mark Klein, Norris Insight Systems, all the secret servers. None of this is new. They started to legitimize it after the War on Terror, Patriot Act 1. Then all these other organizations are born out of the Homeland Security, okay? Then they're like, that's not enough. We'll get these third-party organizations like Stratfor, the Kissinger Institute, and we'll implement them times 100 in the way of think tanks, and they'll do our dirty work, and there's even more plausible deniability. I mean, you think Mockingbird was big in the 60s and 70s, Graham? I got news for you. We ain't in Kansas. It's 2021, man, and this is getting us ready for massive deplatforming, not only on digital video platform, Graham, but again, on platforms like PayPal. That's the next thing. Oh, yeah. That's very scary.
Well, it's one of the reasons why I'm such a big proponent of cryptocurrency and why they're so afraid of cryptocurrency, because they as you and I both getting demonetized is they take away our money. They take away our ability to do this, and they want us beholden to their whole system, right? So that's why it's like, oh man, blockchain cryptocurrency technology is like, oh, it's decentralized because now they take away your GoFundMe, they take away your PayPal. Well, so what? I've got crypto wallets people can donate to. And as more people adopt cryptocurrency, then we're all more empowered, which is why it's like, this is literally like the last grasp of the ruling elite. Like they know, and what happened with GameStop? They got kicked in the nuts so hard, they don't know what to do. And they're just like, oh God, no. So and what's going to happen? They're going to try to stop that, but people are just, it's like what happened with what they did in Tulsa with Trump's thing, where they just bought up his tickets and then they did this thing. They're just finding new ways of activism that look, the Wall Street Bets people, nobody got shot with a rubber bullet. Nobody got tear gassed. No, they stuck them $73 billion. They stuck these people. So, like you say, going back to the intelligence community, Mockingbird is like a fucking child's play compared to what they have technologically now with all the satellites, and we're all walking around with a receiver in our pocket, and
well, Graham, think about it this way. They've normalized ex-CIA directors coming on television news shows and telling you what to think. That would have never been on like an almost nightly basis. They hire them. Like, so I mean, it's beyond that.
I mean, there's the ex-CIA people are openly in the Democratic Party. They're like, oh, I'm used to work for the CIA. Now I'm running as a Democrat. It's like,
it's nutty. It's nutty. But listen, I want to go back to a couple things there. You said blockchain, which I think that right now we have to ride any wave. And that's why Ray and Rockfin is so important, because they're very, very smart, right? Converting that to an ERC20 token, which is kind of attached to Ethereum, which just hit all-time highs today, was not only a great idea, but then a merit-based system to convert that. Listen, I heard you talking about how you're out of bank debt. It's the only way I moved my family to Iowa. It's the only way I have any sanity. It's the only way there's money in my bank account right now. And it's not perfect. I want to say this. You see, for instance, PayPal saying crypto wallets are coming in. Okay, I would say this. I'm cautious with some cryptocurrencies. I'm not telling everybody to dump everything to that. I think resources and assets are just as good, but we are in tumultuous times, and it's all moving into that digital realm. So you got to navigate it, right? We're not going to stop it, right? So I think that's really smart, but you have to be wary and cautious, because you talked about, for instance, the betting and the shorts. I've been really cautious to weigh in on that yet. Now, I'm glad that it shows how corrupt the system is, at least for a week or two. But I want to remind you something. In the very beginning of this whole COVID-19 84 event, they just stopped the stock market like a dozen times within a week. They did it out in the open. I mean, out in the open, they literally said, oh my God, the markets are crashing. We've got negative oil, and just stopped it there. There was no outrage because there were so many people in fear of what was coming, right? And whether this was all going. So, I mean, they should have been exposed all the way then of how rigged the market is, okay? And I would say this. You wait a couple weeks, maybe a month, maybe two, there'll probably be an editorial out there of how some savvy billionaire or upstart company was really one of the engines that was able to put a bunch of money into these stocks and screw over these other ones. That's all I'm saying. I'm saying it is a good thing that we need to get together, and it did expose the system. But don't think somebody else didn't benefit from that thing. All right. There's a lot of work at play. They want to delegitimize that marketplace. They're pushing very, very openly with this Davos Great Reset agenda that just happened last week. Currently, I've gone through like 2 or 3 of their talks. There are dozens, but they are very much promoting a biodiversity, okay, what stakeholder capitalism market, because they're worried about your well-being. And they're aligning COVID with climate change. And I know we probably have differing opinions on that, but the bottom line is they're monetizing that market in a digital manner, and they're trying to do it globally. And that's not a joke. So again, as we navigate all this stuff, I think crypto is a good short-term bet. And I think that if Rockfin can maintain their own servers, and they just did that server upgrade, that's why those live streams are kicking in like 10, 20 seconds instead of like 90 seconds, and going in that direction and being innovative. And listen to me, guys, we got to have, instead of a super chat for like $10, people can leave like a 30-second video, go into a mailbox. Think about that interaction. And then we can do interactions with them. Let's get innovative, because it's only innovation that's going to move people to these platforms. It's only when people realize, oh my God, a dozen of my favorite creators are gone, I have to go here. And you have to now have the infrastructure. You can't be on Amazon servers. Remember that. You think Jeff Bezos is going away because he's stepping down from Amazon? Nah. He's in that next level Bill Gates phase where he's going to create a foundation. He's going to find a cause. I imagine it's going to be space or some bullshit like that, Graham. And he's going to become like the next czar of something else, man.
Space Force or whatever he's going to be in charge of, the AI revolution or whatever he's going to do. Well, Jason, I really appreciate you taking the time and coming on to talk about you know, how we got to get creative. And I think, you know, I'm so glad I got in Rockfin a year and a half ago, and, you know, it's been fantastic. And I'm glad too that other, you know, friends of mine, Convo Couch and everybody, and Jordan Sheridan and Kim Iverson, I'm glad they all jumped on board, because it's like today was a bloodletting, man. Today was just like, and it's just like you said, it's just the beginning. Because
the deplatforming's next, brother.
Oh,
it's next. Sure. And I need to get you on my show too. I know you're always hesitant. I actually taped this. I'm probably going to throw it up on Rockfin as an extra as well. But Graham, I'm telling you, man, like I said, this is the whole thing, man. We got to band together. On like all those people that were calling me a Nazi in the comments, is like, guys, please, I'd love to sit down and have a conversation. I guarantee you spend 20 minutes with me, not even, you're going to realize I'm no Nazi. I'm here for you too. We're allowed to have diverse opinions. Yeah. It's when you can't have dissent, and there is one line of thought, which is also being promoted by these Davos people openly, man, openly. They're talking about reimagining education. They're like, we didn't have Google before. And Eric Schmidt's always talking about one answer and one narrative. And if the last 12 to 18 months hasn't scared the shit out of you on how they promote that one narrative and silence anybody, I mean, they love or hate him. He was the president of the United States, and they just said, gone.
I know.
That's unprecedented. They didn't even play his farewell address on C-SPAN, Graham. I mean, that's wild. I watch me some C-SPAN to catch everything they don't play in the mainstream media. When they were playing the president saying goodbye, and it was a piss poor fucking farewell address, by the way. Piss poor indeed. It was awful. You know, it showed me right away there was no way he was going to pardon Assange. Again, we did live streams on it and all that other stuff. But that the media wouldn't even play that on C-SPAN, I thought that was wild. We're in wild times. If they can deplatform the president, they can deplatform you. And if you think it's just about social media, it's not. It's going to be about a lot of other things, Graham. So, you keep doing what you're doing, man, because you got large reach. You know, a lot of people in that left community, and you got to let them know that, again, this isn't left or right. This is all of us. And you love or hate DeSantis, you got to get behind this big tech thing. I mean, again, I don't know if you saw it, but it's the most with teeth thing I've seen a governor say yet about big tech.
Yeah, big tech is definitely, I mean, people got to be so aware of what's happening, and like, yeah, and how we can get creative in fighting it, because I mean, like, expecting, you know, I mean, these politicians, I hope they come up with something, but it's going to take more actions, to me, like Wall Street bets. It's going to take more stuff like that to get real change, because, you know, AOC and Ted Cruz are working together. Okay, great. Those two whatever. Okay, great. Like, Punch and Judy are going to fix it. You know, it's just like, so, yeah, man. And it's so everybody out there, I mean, a bunch of the shows that have just been deplatformed, including mine and Jason's been demonetized 11 months ago. We're all on Rockfin. So, I mean, it's free to sign up. And then, you know, for $10 a month, you get all of our premium content. So what I do with my live streams, they stream for free. And then as soon as I'm done, I put them up on the premium side. So you get the back catalog of everything. And then I pull clips out of there, but you get the whole unedited live stream. You get the audio for it. You get all that. So you're supporting everything we're doing. Jason, I really appreciate it, man. I appreciate you coming on the show and, you know, supporting everything we're doing. And it's like you said, it's good to have it's okay to have discussions and debates, and just, you know, like last time you were on, you were bringing up some points and we didn't agree on everything, but you're a Nazi is preposterous. So we can't do that. And this is the thing I was saying a month ago. I was saying, I'm so worried they're going to use the Capitol thing, and they're doing it. And like, people on the left are like, okay with all this censorship. And I'm like, this is what happens. I'm anti-war. I'm a pro-labor socialist, and I'm getting demonetized. So if you're okay with that, then I don't know what the fuck. You can't call yourself a lefty. If you're in favor of censorship, you're not on the left. You're not a lefty. You're a right-wing fascist who just has a rainbow flag on their Prius or whatever. I don't know but you're not a lefty. So, anyway, dude, thanks for watching, and check out Jason's show on Rockfin, and, you know, we appreciate you coming by.
All right, brother. Thank you so much. We'll talk soon.
All right, man.
Later.
Well, yeah, man, that's what's going down, guys. That is what's going down. People, he got demonetized a long time ago. He got demonetized 11 months ago. So I'll read some more of the Rockfin and the Venmos, and then we'll jump off because I think Jimmy's live. So two's time. Graham, move to Rockfin in 2 minutes. Live stream fine here. Got me to move. Thank you. Awesome. Great. I love hearing that it's working well for you. It's great to hear. Seth Peterson, right on. Shave your knuckles for justice. Love what you do, Graham. It's screwed up what YouTube has done to you. These bastards and others need to become public utilities ASAP. I very much agree with that. Yeah. I'm completely done giving them my money. Screw them. Please never stop. You got it. Zachary Kirkpatrick. Boom. Thank you, Zachary, for supporting the show. Wait, I missed. It jumped on me. Sorry. Dana Dohe. Thank you so much, Dana. Dawson Van Cease. Organized Revolution. You got that right. Hold on, it's jumping up on me. Walter White. Great screen name. Shave your knuckles for justice. Not agreeable with most of your stances, but hold on. It keeps jumping on me. Where the fuck? Not agree with most of your stances, but wish you to succeed. F YouTube, F the establishment. I appreciate that. And thanks for being able to support, being like, oh, I don't agree with a lot of stuff you say, Graham, but I support what you do. I appreciate that. We can have disagreements. It's totally okay. It's okay to just get to a certain thing. Like Jason and I were talking about, he has a different view on, he doesn't call it the Capitol insurrection. I do. I was like, we don't even need to debate. Like, we have different views on that. That's fine. And I was like, I just wanted to bring him on to make the point of, the laws that were broken at the Capitol are already in place. We don't need new laws on top of it. Like, Jonathan Burton, boom. So sad to see the Iron Curtain of corruption come down on the American people. Thought crime is coming. I know. Okay, I got all those too. Walter White, Jason Dawson. Okay, cool. Nationalize the net. I love that idea. I want to hear how many people signed up for Rockfin today. Awesome. We're doing a comedy show Friday night. Let me check Venmo if there's any questions in the Venmo. Crazy week, everybody. Man, what a crazy week. Gina G, I hope Cyberchimp rips Elon's face off. Thank you, Gina. You're an angel. This is for the Friday Zoom show, plus an extra $2 for fuck Elon. Great. We'll put you in the fuck Elon section of the Zoom show. Thank you. Thank you, Gina. You guys are awesome. You're awesome. You're awesome people. Jimmy Graham and the gang revolt the fuck out of it. Joined Rockfin a few months ago. They recently added a tip feature, which can be used anytime. Yeah, that's the cool thing that YouTube doesn't have. You can be watching. I don't have to be live. You can be watching one of my videos at 3 a.m. And if you like it, you can just tip me a couple bucks. Go, awesome. Thanks for the video. Boom, bang, boom. Pow, pow, pow. Ba-boom, 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 ba-boom. All right, what do we want to sing, everybody? Yeah, they took my super chat away. Jimmy Doors live. Sweet. Well, let me wrap the show up so everybody can go watch Jimmy. I hope Cyberchimp's reveal. God damn it. These guys say funny shit. Sing as Pelosi. Oh, Gina likes me when I sing as Pelosi. All right. I'll sing. I don't know why I like Pelosi singing like grunge music. So we're going to have Pelosi sing Here We Are Now, Entertain Us. The Nirvana song. Nancy Pelosi is going to sing the Nirvana song. I know it's not called Here We Are to Entertain Us. It smells like Teen Spirit. That's right.
Writing's not that easy, but Grammarly can help. This sentence.
Hold on. Oh. This is for Gina G. Thank you everybody for the support. It's been really awesome. I mean, it's as much as it sucks and it's a little scary, like financially, because this shows my whole job. This is what I do. I don't go on the road because everything's been shut down because of COVID. We're probably not going on the road again till the late summer, early fall at the earliest. Ron Placone is in the chat. What's up, Ron? What are you doing, Ron? What are you doing in the chat, Ron? Ron, Nancy Pelosi is going to come sing. Are you excited about that, Ron? Oh, where's that Pelosi picture? Hold on. I gotta get. Oh, hold on. Come on. Robots. All right, I gotta get off camera to let Nancy Pelosi. Speaker Pelosi, are you there, Speaker Pelosi? Hi, Graham. I wanted to sing a song to let the Gen Xers know we're all in the same tent. But Speaker Pelosi, what does that mean? You'll see. This is for everybody out there that we're going to get things going again for the American worker. I'm Nancy Pelosi, and I approve these 2 ice cream fridges at a small cost to the taxpayer at $12,000 each. Load up on guns and bring your friends. It's fun to lose and to pretend. She's overboard, self-assured. I know a dirty word. Hello, 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 ice cream. Hello, 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 hello. It's with the lights out. It's less dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now. Entertain us. A mulatto, an albino, a mosquito, ice cream. Yeah.
$2,000 for each American would be too much. Americans like having $600 so they can pull themselves up by their own bootstraps. That's why I'm only worth $160 million. I'm worse at what I do best, and for this gift, I feel blessed. Our little group has always been and always will until the end. Hello, 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 how low. Hello, 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 how low. Hello, 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 how low. Hello. With the lights out, it's less dangerous. Here we are now. Entertain us. I feel stupid and contagious. Here we are now. Entertain us. That's why we're impeaching Donald Trump so that more Americans can have ice cream. Ah, my libido, it's getting hot. That's right, boom, rock and roll. We're going to give Americans $2,000 in platitudes that they could use to help themselves get through the week and go to their favorite wine cave. The American workers should just go to a wine cave and ask for money to buy ice cream fridges. It's really not that hard. I'm Nancy Pelosi, and I'm fighting for you, and I approve this message. Here we are now. It's contagious. I'm rocking and rolling. This song is long, and I forget just why I taste ice cream, and yet I guess it makes me smile. I found it hard, it's hard to find a well, whatever, never mind. Hello, 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 Nancy Pelosi, hello, 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 hello. I blame Mitch McConnell. It's less dangerous than taking responsibility that the Dems are awful. I feel stupid and contagious because I am stupid and contagious. Neoliberalism is a virus. Have some ice cream. My libido. A denial. A denial. A denial. A denial. Denial. Hello, hello, the denial. Hello, hello, have some ice cream. It's frosty and delicious. Thank you so much, everybody.
Oh, that was for Gina G. There you go, Gina. I hope that made your day. That's for you, Gina. If you haven't watched the show before, I end with karaoke because it's fun. 724 likes on a platform that doesn't want me to earn money. I guess it's okay. Philip Morris and Shave Your Knuckles for Justice. Annabelle Corley, what's up, Annabelle? A little extra for the Graham Goes to Australia Fund. Oh, whenever y'all open up, I'm coming down under, and it's going to be vegan guns and kangaroos. That'll be the... Oh, God. You guys are so awesome. Thank you, everybody who jumped over to the Rockfin and has signed up for Rockfin and is, has tipped and all that. I really appreciate it. Just signing up for Rockfin, which is free. I appreciate that. Thank you to everybody in the Venmo. I'll make sure there's no boy. Excuse me. All right. Ron and I's show is Friday night. I'll be live again tomorrow, 5:00 Pacific time with Dr. Victoria Dooley to talk about the vaccine. So we're going to get some professional information on what the vaccine is, what's in it, is it safe, all that stuff. So that is tomorrow. We will be streaming simulcasting on StalinTube and, of course, rockfin.com/Graham Elwood, where they let content creators say what they want and make money. and they're not run by the CIA. Check that out. And thank you to everybody watching on the Facebook. I also announce it on Twitter as long as I'm not kicked off of Twitter. It's another reason to join Panquake. Watch that interview I did with Susie Dawson explaining how Panquake, which is being designed by genius people like Susie and Bill Binney, and a team of smarty pantsers, a team of smarty pantsers is making Panquake. Melissa H, new Aussie folk song, Vegan Guns and Kangaroos. Vegan guns and kangaroos on the outback, my laddie. I don't know. Awful. I can't sing. And I was trying to do a bad accent. Wow. Is that a perfect storm of something bad? Thank you so much, Melissa H. All right, folks. Thank you to everybody watching and supporting. We have 75,000 subscribers on StalinTube. Ron Placone is in the chat. I have this going assignment with the Jimmy Dore show. All of my neighbors are probably confused. Here we go, Ron. You're contagious. How is Lucy? It's outrageous. That's my Nancy Pelosi song for Ron Placone. You can see more of these funny hijinks Friday night, 7 o'clock Pacific time. Go to Venmo. My Venmo at Graham Elwood. It's scrolling along the bottom there. And we will see you tomorrow with Dr. Victoria Dooley. And Friday, we're going to do government secrets. Gee, I wonder if Lee and I are going to have anything to talk about. And then Friday night, Roddy Placone and I going nuts. Go on the Zoom show. Boom. Thanks, everybody. Have a great night. Get your news on with Ron. Check that out every day. Follow the money, connect the dots, find the truth. That's how you make Gotham great again, is shaving your knuckles for justice. Here we are now. It's outrageous. I like ice cream. It's contagious.